So we are live and we are going to talk about toxic relationships or whatever you guys would like to talk about. We'll just open up the chat, see where it goes tonight. So today is Saturday. I did a fantastic podcast. I'm still trying to edit it to get it onto TikTok, but I had Kendra Turley from TikTok and we did a really in-depth podcast dealing with toxic situation. There's Kendra. I was just plugging you. So you can see her right there. Just logged in, talking about what a fantastic podcast that we had today. We have more coming. It's going to be a series, and we're going to talk about all these different things that affect our mental health, our relationships. And hi, Kendra. So good to have you here. And sometimes I know she was a little bit hesitant, but you get like a calling on some things that you're supposed to do in life. And Kendra, do you feel better after doing it? Sometimes it's a relief afterwards. And Mark is here. So is Wesley. Good to have everybody. And I will get that posted to TikTok. I'm still editing it. The file is too big to upload. It's an hour and a half podcast. So I'm trying to load up my Facebook right now. And it's just a beautiful day. So still struggling with my health and feeling exhausted, but man, when I sleep good. And so is that okay? You gotta tell me, is that North Louisiana or is it New Orleans, Louisiana, Matthew? Hey, I remember I learned a little something yesterday, but I got confused on what exactly it was. Carl says, you ever used a bandana? We've talked about that before. Kaden, I probably could, but I'm not going to. Asking if I can burp on demand. Oh my goodness. My sister, though, shouldn't be talking about my sister. My sister, she was kind of going through, she's a little one, the baby of the family, and she wanted some attention. And so she would pretend she had to burp every day at the dinner table. New Orleans. Okay, good. And it says more likes can attract more viewers. So keep it up. Please hit that like and love button. And Matthew just wanted to see if I remembered. I did. Don't always remember everything, but I'm pretty good about that. I have a photographic memory. That's another thing I want to talk about eventually. I think I did a video on that. Like, people are different, and sometimes it's hard to understand other people. Some people dream in color. Some people dream in only black and white. Tell me what you guys have. Also, I have a photographic memory. That's how I got through French class. And it's really cool. Not everybody has that. And then, just perception is a lot about relationships and people's definitions of things too. I talked about my sister when my grandpa would call her gorgeous. She took it as an insult just because her interpretation of that word was masculine. It made her so angry. So we get our perceptions from the things that we go through in life. And I need to move this camera because it's, and thank you, Matthew, for the follow. And Steve is here. But yeah, I definitely want you guys to check out Kendra Turley, Turley. A lot of good information, because there's something spiritual that is not being addressed in mental health. And, the body, mind, and soul, we have to remember our soul. And, even different therapists, things like that. I talked about Dr. Ramani, extremely educated, but she was talking about, forgiveness. We don't always have to forgive. Now, we don't always have to hang out with the person, but forgiveness is partially for ourselves too, to release that. And Modesta says, what color do you want my BMW? I want a pink BMW or a silver sparkle. Like, it doesn't have to be real diamonds. I don't know. It's like, I like black, red, or white cars, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Why don't you give me a couple and then I can decide? I'm not exactly sure, but I would like, but that reminds me of Mary Kay. Not a Mary Kay color, not a bubblegum color, but maybe hot pink. What do you think about that? And I've been kind of drawn to orange for some vehicles. The other thing too, I went through this yellow stage. I do not know. And like kind of like some mind things that happen. There was this one girl who had this one jacket on, and the jacket was so cool. I'm like, she's so pretty. And not to say anything bad about her, she was a nice looking lady, but I was like, it was her clothes. It had nothing to do with her. And it was just weird how sometimes our minds like hone in on certain things. And also the way my degree is in criminal justice, I have a lot of schooling behind me, but recollection on different events, different perspectives, what we take to heart. And Modesta, what color would you give me? What was your guess? What color would you think I would like? My favorite car colors are red, white, or black, but not like JoJo Siwa. I won't be putting my face all over. But thank you guys. I appreciate the follows. We're trying to get to 10,000. We're a week behind schedule for that. But I have a little typo in my, this bugs me. I don't know. Typos. I'm a teacher, so oops. I don't care if you guys have typos, but I care if I do. I teach English as a second language, so I'm used to typos. Sometimes they're kind of fun where they mean something completely different. And my cousin Caitlin is here. Caitlin, how are you today? Your dad's sending me stuff right now. Your dad sends me all these silly little videos, which are fun. Some of them are pretty good, though. But Caitlin, are you teaching this year or just kind of relaxing at home? It's good to get updates. I think it's cousin day. My cousins from my dad's side connected with me today too. So you guys did see she might be checking to see how I'm doing. I was in the hospital a couple days ago with a sinus arrhythmia in my heart and then extreme exhaustion, probably autoimmune. I had chest pains. I went to the doctors before that, and I had a little something going on with my lungs. So when I was in the ER, they were able to clear that up, but that's gone. But I still had that chest pain. So it's not a heart attack, but so cute. But yeah, Caitlin, I'm doing okay, and love to hear what you're doing. We don't live that far apart. We need to go get some ice cream or something. And we get so busy with life, and I love my cousins. I love you, Caitlin. Caitlin, did you know this? I don't even know. First, when I first heard Caitlin, I was like, what is Aunt Marcia thinking? And that turned out to be my favorite name. And since you have that name, I saved it for you. I didn't share it with my daughter, but Caitlin is one of my favorite names. And at first I didn't like it. So it's interesting how that works. Sometimes new things. And that's why after narcissistic abuse, if you're out there dating again, it's going to feel awkward. It's not what you're used to, or maybe something you haven't experienced. So Booty says, guys, Donald Trump was no. Booty, are you serious? They were just, what are you talking about? Oh my. Booty, are you being serious? Brother me, some of you, Randall. You're so serious. Can somebody fact check that? They said he had a heart attack. Caitlin, are you still there? Are you serious? Patrick is here. I don't know about, yes. Wow, they were just talking about him. Can somebody fact check that? Anybody else see that President Trump just died of a heart attack? And so Booty, I'm not saying you're not telling me the truth. I like fact checking. We're in this world right now where it's hard to tell what's true. I also don't know where you got that information. There's a lot of things. Man, I turned off my television and all my things are all tied up right now. I had a feeling that if Biden continued on, I was worried he would die either quickly or right before. Has anybody heard that? We got 19 people here. Did anybody hear that President Trump died of a heart attack? I know it sounds like a joke, but it's seriously not. Holy, wow. How old was he? Was 78, 80, 80? I don't know. We got a slow connection too. No, you haven't heard that. I'm gonna stand up for a second. I want to turn on I hope it doesn't interfere. I'm still here, guys. I'm just walking over here. That's insane. I'm going to play this, so I got to keep the sound a little bit low.
Abbas, you went to the convention, you were optimistic, you were talking about the unprecedented panel conversations that were planned.
I don't know how this goes. Let me make sure it's not eating up my connection with you guys. But thank you. Try not to walk away from the camera. They don't have anything. I don't know exactly how my television works because I don't really watch TV. I just leave it on CNN. I'm not liberal. I'm conservative. I shared the story why I watch CNN. And hey, Mimi, good to have you here. Mimi, did you hear that that President or Donald Trump passed away? It just happened, so it isn't being reported on right now. Thank you for liking the live. How are you feeling? I know you haven't been feeling good. It literally happened an hour ago. How did you hear about it? And even though it only happened an hour ago, you think that that happened. I got to fact check that. So encourage more viewers to share your live and invite friends. So I'm not trying to say that you're lying. You got your information from where you got it. I just know they've had so many different celebrities, and there's also PR stunts, get people talking. Hopefully he's okay. I don't want anybody to die. You heard it on TikTok, not on the news. Okay. Was it somebody just like me, like an influencer, but not like top dog? Yeah, it's not on. Yeah, I'm not hearing it. I got CNN on, but no, it was a reputable. Go ahead and plug them. Tell me who it was. They're saying an hour ago, so we got to fact check. And then the thing is just got to be careful. I was watching, just scrolling through, and there was, we're fact checking that, Mimi. It says an hour ago. But I don't know why a TikToker would have it before the news unless they were, I used to be a radio DJ at my school, Wayne State University, and it was connected with, what was it, WDET, if I remember correctly. And we had these little tickers, and it's the same news that goes out to everybody. So unless this person's connected that way, where you get that little notification where it goes to all the news stations. And that's why a lot of times too, when you hear different newscasters, they'll say the exact same thing: pulmonary aneurysm. So it was his lungs. So the thing is, a pulmonary aneurysm is kind of like an explosion of your vein or whatever, could be artery. But pulmonary is your lungs and not a heart attack. Pulmonary means lungs. So what's up from upstate New York? Good to have you here. And same time zone as me. So it is 11:04. So Booty, those two aren't matching up. Heart attack and pulmonary aneurysm are completely different. So, is that a red flag? We're talking right now. Somebody just said that, President Trump died of a heart attack, but then they're saying pulmonary aneurysm. Those are two different things. That's why I'm a little concerned. I just wanted to waste your time. Man, thank you. You succeeded. See, narcissist. You had a brain aneurysm. Those can be cause some damage. Now I got my television on eating up. He didn't die, Mimi. And that's the thing. Like we really have to watch out for red flags. And that causes brain damage in people when people, at least you came clean pretty quickly. But when we start messing with people, that causes brain damage. And that's the whole purpose of this channel is, sometimes when things are funny and things like that it's funny, but it's at somebody's expense sometimes. So is it really funny? So, well, Mimi, I was saying that, hi, Lady Gaga. I've never heard that. So we were trying to fact check. I did say we got to fact check it. And that's the thing with, I was talking about this one lady, And I was scrolling through TikTok, and it's a lady reporting on a lady, and the lady says that her husband's profile pictures were taken and created this whole Tinder thing. And, she's saying my husband didn't cheat on me. And all the women are like, oh, honey, he is. And a lot of times too, creators will do certain stories just to get the views and stuff. So I don't want to eat up my bandwidth for you guys. So I'm going to turn the TV off. Plus hearing it, I just wanted to hear if that was true. See, I do fact check. Booty says listening to Trump causes brain damage. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying if I'm for or against him, but he's not very nice sometimes. I do think he's smart, but I don't like the way he handles things. I'm just going to turn that off. Like I said, I was fact checking. I don't like walking away from my computer, but that brings me. Oh, it's so funny now they're having a little Trump thing going on. But so here, we're going to do a little teachable moment. You guys know I'm a teacher, so it's not that big of a deal, right? You just said something, thought it was a little funny, or you wanted to waste my time. But do you see how many people you have wasted their time? And that's like the trickle down effect. And, somebody might have just clicked in and clicked off. So now rumors spread that way. Maybe they didn't hear the actual fact check. So we have to be really careful with the things we say. And, I was watching another thing. It was supposed to be a little practical joke. And they had shopping carts. And, people don't always put their shopping carts back. So they had a remote control and they're laughing. They're like, oh my gosh, the guy's like putting his cart kind of by his car, kind of like screw it. I'm not going to put it away. And then it starts moving. And so they move it back and they get in their car and then it just starts going. And so we have to remember that people have a certain perception of what their safety is, what their reality is, certain fears, certain unknowns. So who knows if that caused any damage? Maybe those people are afraid there's aliens or ghosts or demons, like the spiritual realm. And they'll be adamant, like, I saw this shopping cart move on its own, and that can cause paranoia. That alone starts, so little things that are silly little jokes, they might only affect one person because everybody else is in on it. But wait, who said he did? So Mimi, we're just going to let it go. And it was a viewer, but as far as we know, he's still alive. It was a viewer who was just trying to mess with me. So don't mess with me. I fact check because I want you guys to know what is up. At least you know I don't just take things. Do these glasses stay on your head? Oh my goodness. And Jay is joining us. So not funny, sometimes. Hello from Texas. Good to have you. Hello from Michigan. It was a beautiful day today, and I kind of missed out on it because sleeping. I did have a friend come over, and that was nice. I got to spend some time with her and her kids. So, but thank you for liking the live. And how is it in Texas? Is it super hot? Sean is here. Sean, I love the way you spell your name. That's the way I like it spelled. It rained this morning. But Mimi, how are your ears doing? And that's the one thing I like when you guys join back in. It's really nice to get to know you guys. Just 99 today. Oh, 99. I like it hot though. I definitely like it hot. And Donna is here, and Kelvin, Liz, lots of people joining in. So we can open the conversations to whatever you guys would like. Just be appropriate, because otherwise, I get in trouble. Mimi says it's okay, LOL, because I took medicine. Was the medicine from yesterday, or you went in earlier than yesterday, right? So yeah, it's nice. I've had that too, where you have antibiotics and something's all of a sudden much, much better. So Flyin is here. And we can just talk about, I picked the topic dealing with the narcissist because you can start to tell that a relationship is possibly narcissistic, but you can really tell that it's toxic when you don't feel safe, where you feel unheard. And that can kind of be one of the red flags. Also, we get addicted to people who are toxic. We don't get addicted to people that are safe for us. We get this, it's a weird thing. We want to get back to our reality with them, but it wasn't the true reality. And Mimi says, you took Motrin. There you go. That can help. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. But I do hope to get that uploaded with Kendra, her video uploaded to TikTok. But right now it's available on my Facebook. You guys can follow me there. I don't have room on friend requests, but you can follow me and scroll down. It's today. It's worth watching. So just go to Cynthia Schiller, SHILLER. And it'd be nice to have you guys follow me there too. So, and Andrew is here. I was trying to read it. Was it Jill or Dewey? It went so quick I couldn't see it. But we got lots of people in here. And C, that's nice and simple. C. And Douglas joined. Stryker. Craig is here. And I was also asking for topic requests. I want to kind of tailor this to what you guys want to hear about. Somebody had asked about polyamorous relationships. Another person talked about loneliness and just navigating this world. But the spiritual aspect is so important. Jimmy is here, right? Reggie, Tracy. Some comments in the live are filtered to protect the community's experience. You guys behave. And Matthew, Hollywood here. Chef and Chico, Paul, Keith, Jackson. There you go. That's a cool name. George. First time. How does this work? I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. Greg is here. It's so crazy. It's definitely Saturday night. You look like, well, that's an interesting. I don't, but good to have you. And I mean, use different words that, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. And Charles is here. Dwight, lots of people here. Your hair looks amazing. Do you use this shampoo? I don't know what that is. Oh, see, I'm not stupid. It takes me a minute. And do you notice I don't just say it? I know what's up with you guys. I'm a high school teacher. I know all the games. Nobody's gotten me yet. I know to filter stuff. So you go have your fun. Dwight is here. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Dames. But yeah, I know what's up. I know what's up. That's all I have to say. But thank you for the compliment. I'll take it. Red is here and user. So yeah, we get people from all different walks of life. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We're trying to grow the channel. This deals, hi, Red Mate. Is that what it is? Nope. Oh, I mean, there's so many words, but no, don't get me restricted. And I don't want to have to ban people. I've banned people before. James, thank you so much. Yes, real life Rapunzel. I got the Rapunzel award at my school, saying I was the teacher that is most willing to let down her hair. So it'd be fun. I kind of want, when it gets a little bit longer, I want to do a video where I'm like, please. You meant cute. Okay. You can just call me Red. Okay, Red. Awesome. I meant cute. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Yes, you can use the word cute. I appreciate that. And David is here. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, the more you guys like, and you can even invite people to join in. So yeah, I'm trying to let this hair grow. And I figure, with people, now it's all tangled, but how people do the like get ready with me type things. I'm not going to sit here and put makeup on, but I'm just going to comb it so it helps it grow and keeps it like silky and closing off the cuticles. I've been neglecting that. So I'm like, might as well do that because, you know, there's times that I spend like 4 hours in live chat. So gotta kind of multitask. But the toxic relationships, why we get addicted to them is because of the intermittent reinforcement and trying to get to a place of safety. So if you feel that you're addicted to someone, ruminating about them, it is kind of a red flag. So if you're hoping to get back with this person, you're kind of hoping for toxicity. And Mike, thank you so much for the compliment. And Jay is saying I'm cute. Mike says I'm gorgeous. And Jordan is here. I love you guys. All these compliments. So nice. Look at the love. I appreciate that. And Clifford is here. So how's everybody's week going? Getting ready for the upcoming week. We are going into our second week at school, our full week. And talking about that, this is what scares me. As I was helping a kid with a bus route, and so in my mind it was ingrained what his address was, and you know, there were like drawn and right when he was supposed to be getting off the bus. So you know, the impact of what people see and their safety level and how that affects, you know, whether they're able to sleep and concentrate or explore the world. And it seems like it's getting out of control. So it's going to cause more and more of that trickle down effect. Gorgeous, gorgeous lady. Hi, baby. Hi, how are you doing, Mr. James? And I got, oh, this is good. I just got a little post from a Caitlin who I really liked her response. It was dealing with borderline personality disorder. And we got a podcast coming up with her. I am very excited about that. So if you guys have things you'd like to contribute to the channel, I just did a podcast with Kendra Turley, who is a TikTok star. But this one deals with borderline personality disorder. And the way she worded things, I'm like, this lady's spot on. So I reached out to her. I was the first one to comment on her stuff. And then seeing a lot of people like, yeah, that's what I went through, or I can relate to that, or you're speaking the truth, on and on and on, that I was like, whoa, like she really resonated with people. So, you know, people try to make sense of these toxic relationships or even themselves. And sometimes it's just a little variation or, you know, that deals with the mental illness. And there are different ways to handle it. Kendra and I were talking about the spiritual aspect of, you know, how faith and all these kind of things can heal. So, and I got to wait for that to come on up. I see something, BO. Dang it, I need to get that crack fixed. My phone fell right on its face. Let's see if I can move it down a little bit. Both. Okay, both. It was like BO something H. So I was trying to figure out both. There you go. You guys are awesome. And thank you, James. I'm still getting over this cold. So bear with me if I cough or anything, but yeah, just I don't know. I really worry about the world and just the adverse childhood experiences. These are the people that are going to take care of us and later on in life. And, you know, we got to really think about taking care of other people, watching these little practical jokes. They say that's kind of narcissistic. You know, you want a little bit of attention or you think it's funny, but we gotta think, you know, and sometimes it takes 30, 40, 50 years to really figure out, whoa, because there's times I did little jokes and things like that, and not really realizing how it's at somebody's expense. And even when people laugh it off, sometimes over time it gets to them. And Jake says, nice glasses. Thank you. I don't think you've seen these yet. And you're always so sweet. Do you just like glasses, or you like these particular ones? Yeah, I got like 30, 40 pairs of glasses. So they're super, super cheap though. And Papa T. So there's a lot of changes coming on with TikTok too. So I got to kind of research that. There's different groups you guys can join. Like, I don't know, you guys can interact with each other. There's also ways to connect, because I do one-on-ones. I was looking into that today. I was supposed to do that all this summer. I think you guys know I just got a new house, so I'm behind on doing everything that I wanted to do. But Dixie is here, and I want to start expanding that out. Matthew is here. I've been really tempted to go back to school. Really tempted. I want to retire too. But I have a calling, and a lot of you have been really supportive and telling me to go back and study psychology. I'm certified to teach psychology. I would like to practice it. I wish I could do that now. There's those little technicalities. Doesn't matter how much you can't test out of it. You got to go through the actual classes. I can almost guarantee I've studied more than a lot of the people who have been through the classes. But thank you for the follow, Landon. I appreciate that. Tulare, is that right? Steve is here. Trellis. And Mike, we got lots of people joining in. You guys enjoying the weekend? John is here. Red came back. Where'd you go, Red? James. You guys are kind of quiet today. I need to hear more about Mimi. Mimi, did you get a chance to enjoy the weekend? It's not over yet. Thank you for all that love. That helps. That gets more people in here. The more people in here, the more conversation. Because I try to do these daily, and talking 4 hours a day. I don't mind doing it, but it's so much easier when you guys help me through it. And Mark is here. And you got to remember too that I do video. So I did about 2 hours. Well, with the phone calls too, it's like 2.5 hours. And then I had my friend come over, and I was talking to her and just talking. JB and John came, and Rodrigo. I love seeing you guys coming back night after night, but the chat is open to whatever you guys would like to talk about. And, when does the Hoover happen? It doesn't always happen. It does not always happen. And I see it a lot that once somebody, comes back, is it out of boredom? Is it out of true, genuine feeling sorry? Are they able to take accountability? And I was talking with a friend earlier, and there are times that they take accountability at their level. I did this wrong, but they're not seeing the damage that was done. So the empathy is seeing the damage that was done, because the cognitive is being able to say, I did something wrong, or, okay, I'll agree with you. But are they truly understanding? And when you have that empathy, you feel the pain and you want to make it right. If you don't feel that pain, it's more of, let's just gloss this over. Let's forget about it. And there are times we're not going to truly understand each other. Just because you're an empathetic person doesn't mean you're always going to understand what somebody else is going through, because of our perspective. And sometimes even the most empathetic person, it's a cognitive empathy. But the more we understand people, the more we set up boundaries, and taking the time to understand. Questions are really important. But if somebody is like a narcissist or psychopath, they don't want to open up. Also, your dismissive avoidance and connection is very uncomfortable for them. And the more you try to connect with them, it pushes them away. And then you start getting needy, because you're like, whoa, I'm just trying to help. And you're trying to do all these different ways of doing it. So Dwight says we can't live in guilt. And I agree with that. We all do something wrong. We all do something wrong. And living in that guilt will keep you stuck. That's why, we have to process and learn the lesson that was meant to be learned and not repeat patterns. Sometimes it takes a while for people to catch on, but yeah, living in guilt will consume you. So excellent, Dwight. Thank you for saying that. Drunken philosophy. You say, hey, everyone. Hold on. Hey, everyone, here is loved. Everyone matters. Thanks for being here, everyone. And thank you for saying that. Sometimes some of us feel that we made certain mistakes and we're not lovable. Each and every one of us is lovable. But we also have to remember, not everyone in this world will be our people, So we have to focus on the people that will love us. And it's not always the people that we necessarily pick. But if people are willing to connect with us or care about us, pay attention to the people that are reaching out to you. Those are the people that really care. And, are you being dismissive? You're chasing people who don't really care. And sometimes we get used to family members being there and we take kind of people for granted that they'll always be there, and we don't develop the connections that we could have. Anonymous, look at that cute little heart. I love it. Hi, how are you? We're just opening the chat up. Good to have you here. Just so you guys know, I got TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube open right now. I love those little emojis. They kind of brighten your day. But yeah, everybody is lovable. And there's times that, when one person, where is everyone? Slow start. I just logged in a little bit ago, but it's getting out there. I used to do these chats a lot more often, and I had a good following. So rebuilding it, but you get a little bit more one-on-one attention. But if you hear me talking, I'm talking to people through TikTok and Facebook right now, building the channel. The larger I get, the more I'll be able to I want to travel and meet you guys. So Dwight says, excellently spoken. Thank you. Because that's the thing, there are times that we're so brokenhearted over one person, and we have like 30 people, 50 people, or even 3 that really care about us. So Anonymous says, tell me about Soul Survivor. I'm curious. Oh, so I am a soul survivor. Our soul is what's inside of us. And, there's times that you go through so many things. Oh, thank you so much for that, Rose. I appreciate that. I appreciate the donations. But, that we can sometimes lose ourselves, or we get so stressed out over situations that aren't in our control. Sometimes they are in our control. But when you deal with like a narcissistic relationship and trying so hard to connect with someone, understand, and you get the silent treatment, or not understanding the future faking. So you get reassurance and you stick around, and then the actions don't meet up with the words. It causes actual brain damage, and it can be extremely painful. So looking back, I'm very loyal, but are there times that we're too loyal? And then also, which relationships are salvageable, which ones are being used. And so that's, there's a lot of people out there with broken souls. And, I just want to encourage people that, the more the more you self-reflect, things like that. But breaking the rumination cycle, because they say it's as strong, if not stronger, than like a cocaine addiction, to where you're so into one person or trying to fix this relationship that everything else in your life starts to go down the drain. So lots of stories to share, and the brain chemistry, and why we do what we do, and why we're so dedicated to a person, how it starts overtaking your life, and it's extremely painful. Even the rewiring of your brain can be very painful, but it's a necessary part of growing and learning. And I know a lot of people are doing exactly what I did, where you're searching and you're looking for these answers. And there's times that we have to realize not all the answers are going to come, especially if you've dealt with a narcissist, because they lie all the time. So even the information that you gather, you're still going to question it, and it's still not going to sit right. And it's a terrible rabbit hole to go down. So, and today I talked with Kendra Turley from TikTok. We did a podcast, and I'm starting to struggle with some of these YouTubers or TikTokers where they're not fully speaking, and not all the advice is good. We have to use our own intelligence to kind of weed through, for one thing, what fits with us. And oh my gosh. Now I got to relog in. Guys, I got to relog in on TikTok. What did I say? I got to relog in, guys, on TikTok. Sorry. Dang it. They're so picky. I don't know. I don't know what I said. I think it was a Coca-Cola word that I used. So I got to be careful. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why. And that's the thing, like, I get it, but you can't just talk, and it's really hard to bring information to people. So yeah, but there are people that struggle, and also children sometimes pop in, which are not supposed to. But Anonymous, have you been through a narcissistic relationship, or there's some things that you struggle with? Or, I just want everybody to have the best relationship with the people, and to focus on the people that matter. And one of those people is you. You got to focus on yourself sometimes too. That sometimes we let our own self-care go, whether it's time exploring. So Anonymous says, yes, a short marriage was with my raging narcissist. Okay, so it sounds, I noticed you said raging. You probably did have a full-blown narcissist, because other times people are like, I don't know. How long were you guys married? And did you have a really hard time with it? Sometimes people are like, whoa, that was so bad, I am out. But other times, the ups and downs, and 7 years. Yeah. And it's interesting, 7 to 8 years is like the common time that that relationships, divorces happen. What is it about this 7-year itch? It's really interesting. Also, what's kind of fascinating is our skin and hair and our cells. It's like a 7-year cycle. So Anonymous says, I left, moved out of state, and filed for divorce. So during the relationship, was it off and on? They say on average, it's like 7 to 8 times to leave a narcissist, but I know some people leave right away. He's now deceased. Oh, okay. So was that after? I couldn't leave. What? Oh my gosh. So you filed for divorce, and that's when that happened? I had no money and a small child. Did he die when you guys were in the process of divorcing? No. Okay. How long afterwards? Much later. Okay. So yeah, there are people that feel stuck, whether it's financial or out of fear. And what is this about Miss? That's an interesting way to spell her name. I haven't heard that. Much later. Yeah, there's times it's really hard. Sometimes people can't leave for certain reasons, or they feel they are a failure, to where they don't want to let family down. All these kind of things start going through our heads, and we start staying in toxic relationships. It's a horrible situation. How's your child doing? That's really hard. Are you female? Are you female? Oh, okay. He's now deceased. Yeah. Okay. So you're female because you had the child, is my assumption. Um, okay. And it's hard, like, how am I going to take care of this kid? And, I can't even go to a job interview because I had this kid at home. And, a lot of times they isolate you, they cut off ties with your family. And you say, my son is now grown and doing very well. College grad. That is awesome. Well, congratulations to him. And how was your ex's interaction with the son? Did he continue seeing him before he passed away, or did he kind of go ghost? I'm glad I only had one. Yeah. Because that's a lot to deal with. Yeah. And children are supposed to be a blessing, but if it's a tie to a narcissist, it's terrible. The things they put you through, and there's a lot of parental alienation. So hopefully you and your son are still close. Was busy with college and work. Yeah, sometimes it depends on the age of the child too, on how things work. So I'm glad you're saying your son was busy with college and work. He was out of state and my son was busy with college and work. So yeah, sometimes, it's not always the best to have somebody in somebody's life. Was he consistent with your son, or was he back and forth? Let me catch up. More likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Columbus, Ohio. I am from Michigan. Good to have you here. Eddie, hello to you. And 786 is here. Bill just joined in. Anonymous says, yes, we are very close, but his father did inflict damage. You'll see that a lot. They try to turn or use the kids, and, that can be damaging to the kids. But, the stronger you are, the more, you recognize certain things. There's different ways to handle it, but I'm glad you're safe now. Did you struggle with that ruminating, or were you just to the point where you're like, yeah, I am done? Because a lot of times they suck you back in, and it takes something pretty extreme to get people to leave a marriage, that, sometimes religiously too, you're like, but I gave a vow to my God. And Anonymous says, yes, we are very close. So, there's blessings that come out of some of these relationships too, but man, that's a tough price to pay, Were you guys together a long time before you got married, or did you get pregnant right away? And if you don't want to answer, I understand that. So Anonymous says, I had to leave. He was threatening physical violence. And yeah, when somebody tells you something, take it as the truth. Don't sit through and wait to find out. Nobody should be threatening like that, especially your husband. It's not somebody just on the street threatening you. If it's your husband, and that is not love. That is not love. It's definitely trying to control you. And Chewy is here. Hello from Montana. Nice to have you here. What have you been up to? See, I said Chewy. It's Chevy. There is a Chewy that's here. I have a crack right where your name is. So Chevy, I apologize. Chevy guy. At least I caught it. I got that right there on that like fourth letter. Anonymous says, I knew him for 3 years before we married. How soon before he changed? Sometimes they change right after the child is born. Thank you for your understanding. It's also written so small, Chevy. There is a Chewy that comes in here. So yeah, 3 years. 3 years is a good amount of time. It's not like you rushed into it. Was there, sometimes too, life experiences can trigger that. They can be nice to you for several years. I teach language. You teach language arts. Be honest. I teach English as a second language. I teach English as a second language, which is kind of like language arts, but it's to people who don't speak English. So you got to have like, I love it. It's like talking in code, and it's like a magic way to get them to understand what you're saying, because if you just talk in a different language, it's like, huh? But you got to connect it, and it's fun. I love it. Okay. TikTok. What? How are you doing that? I don't. TikTok news alert. Why am I thinking, guys, are you trying to waste my time again? Okay, TikTok news alert. Tell me more. I wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, they had it earlier where they were saying President Trump was found dead. And now I got somebody that says TikTok news alert, breaking news. But talking about red flags, they said he had a heart attack, but then they said pulmonary aneurysm, which are separate things. So I don't think it's true. And after he said I was just joking, for there to be the same exact thing. Yeah, and it's Saturday. Why is he in a hotel? Chase says, so I was close. LOL. Yeah. And what made you pick up on that? What made you pick up on that? Robert is here. So Anonymous says, right after our son was born, started to change for the worse. And that's interesting. A lot of times, pregnancy, marriage, or child is when some of this narcissistic abuse will come out. It's weird. You'll see a lot of people saying on my honeymoon, that was the last good time we had. He changed instantly on our honeymoon. You hear that a lot, or right after the son was born. Sometimes too, it's interesting. Like Elvis, I think it was Elvis Presley that went through that with his wife, where it changed the way he saw his wife. She was no longer like a sexy woman. She turned into a mother, and it was Madonna syndrome, Madonna complex. Sometimes too that can happen, but it sounds like so you didn't see any red flags till after the kid was born. And that can happen because of the shift of attention. Now you're either tired or have other responsibilities, and you can't focus completely on the narcissist. Also, babies cry. And so kind of a loss of control. Things aren't this perfect little world. So, yes, Austin says, do you have a couple of minutes to talk about God? Yes, I do. Austin, I don't know. Did you see that video with Kendra? Anonymous says, yeah, let me know your questions or what angle you would like to talk about, because I will. Anonymous says he worked a lot and was in upper management where he thought that only he was the genius manager and everyone else is stupid. That's that grandiose personality there. And, thinking that they're never wrong. So that's really hard to talk. But yes, I would love to talk about that, Austin, because, when we have faith, we went deep into, I'm so glad Kendra from TikTok, Kendra Turley, is willing to do some more videos on the spiritual aspect of healing. Anonymous, do you still struggle with it, or are you over like the sadness or the toxicity of it? Because there is that grief process. And, when we start feeling down or starting to absorb like some of the things that the narcissist said to us, am I not good enough? And we feel like a failure sometimes. And, what did I do wrong? That we can get at peace. Sometimes a peace is really hard to grasp. And if we can give it to God, that's where the peace can come from. They say that if you have gratitude, you can't have anxiety at the same time. So if we can shift our focus to being gracious for the things that we have in our lives, it helps heal the brain. And that when we're feeling that we're not worthy, we are a fascinating creature. And talking about God, that he loves us and he understands that There's a lot of temptations out there. And sometimes part of this is the lessons that we need to learn, because it doesn't feel fair. But I take it as you're kind of the chosen one, one of the chosen ones, to where he's taking the time to teach. He is taking the time to teach you. We just have to open our hearts and learn the lesson, because that'll bring you to a better life, a better relationship. And let me know what direction you want me to go with it, Austin. Anonymous says there's some lasting damage and anxiety, depression, since I never had the money, time for intensive therapy with a therapist. God has been good to me. I'm grateful. And yeah, that's the thing is, sorry, I'm still under the weather, but God is what's going to get you through it, and I've been putting off saying that for a long time, but, at the risk of losing subscribers, I want to say what will help you. I can sit here for the next 30 years and tell you about the body and the mind, but it's been really eating at me, that the spiritual part, when we feel something's missing, that's God that's missing. He's our Father. And, sometimes when we want something to go down a certain path, it's not always the best path. And there's times we have to realize we're still his children and to trust in him, because just like our parents, hopefully if you had good parents, but if you didn't, just think of a good parent. They can see things that we don't see, lessons we haven't learned yet, and to know the guidance. And I still have serious trust issues with men, never remarried, would like to be remarried, but I get it. I am still super single because I too have trust issues, big time. And sometimes we still chase that toxicity, that high of the adrenaline and all that stuff. And then it's hard to find people. I'm not going to settle. And, when I was talking with Kendra from TikTok, it was like, if it's not a match, it's not a match. And, so many people kind of get tied up in the wrong relationship just to be in a relationship, that if the right person was to come along, you're focused in the wrong way. So instead of tying yourself up with all these intermittent time passers, it's okay to wait. And the lasting damage, I get it, the anxiety and depression. I was talking with Kendra, and she was on antidepressants, and she was able to get off of them through her spirituality. And, I mentioned that one TikToker, I haven't verified it, it's just a TikToker, but how they were able to, through God, no longer have schizophrenic stuff. But I know as far as at least anxiety and depression, when you, and it has to be a full faith, You can't be lukewarm. Anonymous says, a few men I meet are either non-believers, Christian men, or they have a problem with, that's exactly where I'm going. They either have a problem with alcohol or keeping a steady job. I'm also older now, so most men want young women. Both of mine went for somebody 10, 14 years younger. And you see that a lot. And the Christian men, are they your Christmas Christian, like your Santa Claus Christians, or are they the true Christians? And, because there is a guideline that God sets up, and a lot of us don't follow it, whether it's premarital sex or indulging in, getting drunk with alcohol or other kind of things that I was talking with Kendra, how it changes your thought process, opens it up to temptation. And, it lets, you might be having fun, but are you going down the right path? And yeah, sometimes stability is more important than going and having a good time. And, it's It's altering your state of mind. Mike is here. Hello. Anonymous says they want the premarital physical intimacy, also not going to happen. And I agree. That's where I'm at now too, because, like I've even had it just a kiss. If you don't give a kiss, they don't see you anymore. They disappear. Exactly. And I mean, you can know right away, don't put yourself in a situation that you're not comfortable. I don't date to just date. I want something real. Otherwise I don't want to do it. You're putting your physicality, at risk, and, let me see. Hold on. Say hi to Callie and Lucy, please. Hello. Good to have you here. Are you two having a great night tonight? Great deterrent. Yes. And that's part of the whole plan. It is a deterrent. It is a way to weed people out. It's a quick weed. You don't have to go through, months or years of a weed out. It's like, oh, I knew in 5 minutes. Because that's not them wanting to connect with us. It's, every female has a body. Every female has a body. Not every female has my personality. So yes, good to have you here, Kelly and Lucy. Hi. And yes, and good to have you. What are you up to? A Christian man won't go there. Yeah, and they want to wait. They want to, and they just have this different kind of respect towards you. Wayne's World. Yeah. And that also shows you, like, the true Christian, are they following, or are they giving into temptation? What is it they want? Do they want marriage? Because the way that the Bible sets things up is for the full commitment. And if it is somebody who is following God, they want the full commitment. And so you just got to see, are they a true Christian or not? But it all falls into place, and, they can be vulnerable. If they can give up their life to God, that's letting go of the reins. And when people are more secular, they want to control everything. They want to control the outcome. And, sometimes to control the outcome, there's a lot of manipulation. You say, it's your birthday today. It's your birthday. Thank you. And anytime. Is it really your birthday? How old are you today? Because I have a little special thing if it's your birthday. Is it really your birthday? How old are you today? Thank you. Anytime gave me a follow. So we're going to do our little birthday, little celebration. I do this for you guys when it's your birthday. All right. So here we go. We got a little birthday going on. All right. You ready? Thank you. Anytime. I wish you guys got to sing along. I do this for you guys. It all started with Mimi, my YouTube follower. Caitlin, my brother and his wife gave me this. Her brother made it. It smells so good. All right. So, yeah, this is one he made. All right. So, thank you. Anytime. It's your birthday. So, on your birthday, you are not going to be alone, guys. You just log into the live and I give you, I can figure out how to do this. I got to be careful with my hair. Why isn't this working? Hold on. If not, I got more. Why isn't it working? There we go. All right. So thank you. Anytime. Thank you for the follow. Anytime. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Anytime. Happy birthday to you. All right. You're going to make a wish in 3, 2, 1. Make your wish. Happy birthday. Hope it's a great year. Christian man won't go there. You like that? Yeah, you gotta celebrate. My YouTube channel is throwing up a bunch of celebration stuff. Thank you for that. It's a party, Saturday night party. And I had a birthday. My 16th birthday was on a Saturday. You think that perfect day. No, not when you're 16. I couldn't go get my driver's license till Monday. That's forever ingrained in my head. And Anonymous is wishing you a happy birthday. Thank you. Anytime. So yeah, I don't want you guys being alone on your birthday. We will celebrate for you. You got people out there. But you didn't tell me what you wanted to know about God. But God is the way. That's where you're going to get your peace. And sometimes we get so worried about what's going on in our lives now that we forget about the afterlife. That's forever. It's at least something worth thinking about. A lot of people just put it off, or they don't really think about it. And it's something pretty. If there is truth to it, whoa. If there's not, there's not. But if there is, it's worth knowing. And hello from Lexington, Kentucky. Sam, thanks for joining in again. You've been a faithful follower. Good to have you back. Did you see the little happy birthday celebration we just did? Hi, Matthew and Horsey. And thank you for the love. John is here. John Strange. Yes, I did. Okay. So we're going to start celebrating more birthdays. I was making TikTok videos. You guys got to let me know though. I can't just figure it out, but, and the thing with the churches, Anonymous, have you had any luck going to church? And a lot of churches, you don't really talk to people. You just go and you go home. So also, sometimes you got to be careful, like the Christian dating apps, that be careful about those. All dating apps are at risk. Same with, going to a bar or going to the grocery store. You're always at risk. But I would think that people would kind of target that about, there's a good woman out there or a good man out there. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are that way. And so Jim says, can I talk you into cutting your hair just to lock? Just to lock or to look? Just to lock? What do you mean just to lock? Just to lock? No, can you talk me into it? I doubt it. I'll do a trim online one day. And you are welcome. I hope it's a fantastic birthday. Anonymous, you don't like it? You don't like my hair? Anonymous says, no, most of the men they are married. And most of the men there are married. And the ones who aren't are either not who they say they are, or they're busy with evangelism, working. Yeah, you got to watch out for that because, the way it's set up, a lot of people text. So they might not have a chance to call. So they can just text and get away with these little ego strokes. And, I don't know exactly how old you are. I'm 54. A lot of the people my age are already married. And not saying everyone my age who is divorced is a bad person, but they could possibly have some baggage, or they could be the problem. It's not like, it was when everybody was like 18, 19, 20. And people get kind of set in their ways too. Can you a lock of my, you meant lock. I thought I was, can I talk you into cutting just a lock? Why am I going to cut a lock? Why am I going to cut a lock of my hair? You want to give me $2 million? You can save it forever. When I bought this house. Greetings from Oregon coast. Good to have you here, universal viewer. You want a lock of my hair? I don't know. What would you do? A satanic ritual with it? What would you do with it? Doreen is here. I have a friend named Doreen. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard dating. And I think a lot of people are burnt out on all the toxic people out there, where a lot of people are like, it's hopeless. But if it's meant to be, it'll be. I don't believe in trying to force it. I don't believe in shopping for it. Bourbon Dave, hello from Florida. I just had some bourbon chicken. I love bourbon chicken. Oh, you would like my hair to play with it? There you go. So yeah, and sometimes when we get too anxious, anxiety, we got to think that anxiety causes poor decisions. So when you're like, I have to have someone, we have to be content being alone. And it's weird how it happens, but that's when more things open up to you. That's part of the spirituality of it, is to get rid of the anxiety, if you can rely on God, to have faith that He knows what's best. When you do that, you get rid of the anxiety. So you're not going to jump at the first guy or girl that likes you. You're not going to try to put like, are we getting married or what are we doing? You let it naturally progress, and it's just a healthier thing. It's not the push-pull dynamics. It's not the panic mode. And spirituality has a lot to do with it. So you say, well, gotta run. Thought I would just pop in and say hi. Hope you are feeling better. Sam, I am doing better. Still sleeping like crazy, but I am surviving. Thanks so much for popping in. Bourbon Dave says, I'm a vet that suffers from anxiety and depression. And how long has that been going on? Universal Viewer says, getting older just comes with baggage. That's the way it is. But there's also growth. There is also, like, I've grown a lot. So Sam, have a good night to you too. And Annie is here. Or Amy? It went so quick. Harley is here. So were you involved with or married to a narcissist? What have I experienced? The future, hold on, Kendra. What I have experienced is the future faking, the lies, the essay, the destroying your life, and purposely trying to financial ruin you. I've also had other things too, like I've had my house broken into and my car torched and blah, blah, blah. But as far as like a relationship, well, I guess that was a phone call. I've never met the person, but as far as like romantically, to where you couldn't communicate, you're in panic mode and you're explaining, like, I just want to know if you're alive or dead. And then you start feeling this guilt, like, I'm not trying to blow up your phone. And, you're like, I'm just worried. And then you're like, not knowing what's going on, and you're trying to be a caring person. And then you're also trying to accept, like, okay, maybe I'm irritating you, but I don't know if you're alive or dead. And I was out of state. It was a long distance relationship. So you get into this panic mode, like, I can't get there in time, and trying to respect them, but you're not getting respect back. And it just I never struggled with anxiety. I might've been nervous. How am I going to make the cheer team? But not to that extent where you are stuck in panic mode. Then you get a little bit of a relief, and the gaslighting and what it does to you. It was extremely painful. And then you get to the point where the only relief, because, if you break your leg, the leg is the source of the pain. So you're going to tend to the leg. So when you're with a narcissistic person, they're, in a sense, your focus goes to them, that they are the source of the pain, and you want to fix that so the pain's gone. So it's not removing, and then I talk about my dad. He had to have his leg amputated. Am I anxious now? It's residual, where it's almost all gone. It's almost all gone. Like, there's 5% lingering, but it's not a conscious thing where I wake up, I'm in a great mood, and it's like, where is this coming? It's the residual, and your body's got to work through it. Just like an implement, like if you got hit, and there's some swelling, and the damage part is done, but it's releasing. So if you think about that, the swelling's slowly going to go down, and then the bruising is going to go away. So it's just a residual, about 5% left. And it takes a long time. My hair routine, I'll give you a little advice. If you guys want long hair, that I did not believe this for the longest time. I used to wash my hair every day. I do shower every day, but this one lady is like, you got to stop washing your hair every day. And I'm like, there's no way. And she's like, no, seriously. And I started talking to other people that had really long hair, and I'm like, what? So I condition it. So I'll wash it, and then, like, for 1 or 2 days, because during COVID, I kind of experimented, because I always like to smell fresh and clean. So it was like, whatever, I don't have to wash it every day. I'm not going to see anybody. We're on COVID lockdown, and it really started to grow. So I put conditioner in, like, for 1 or 2 days after I wash it. So you can still shower, all that good stuff, but it makes it grow a lot quicker. So do I seem anxious to you? I have a lot of energy. I'm stuff, but gaslighting is real. And the gaslighting, thank you, Anonymous. Anonymous says, narcissists don't care. They run the show as they have to always maintain control. Yeah, they didn't want to lose me, but they sure didn't want to keep me. The canceling of the plans, and you're like, well, can you just let me know? And then they do the little, well, I said I'd probably come over, and you're like, okay, well, can you just let me know? Because so you sit at home expecting them to come up, and like talking about ruining birthdays and all that kind of stuff, and you try to communicate and they don't communicate back, and you try not to sound like a nag, and you're like, everything I said to him was, in hindsight, like, you could see it, where you're like, I would say I'm not, acting bad. I'm reacting to the fact, I don't talk to anybody else like that. I don't beg people to communicate with me, and I'm not always apologizing. So you're walking on the eggshells. And they do, Anonymous, you're right. They'll turn it around on you, or they'll say that that's not what I said. And just like as an example, if they're like, oh, I didn't sleep with her. We were awake the whole time. So they'll say I didn't sleep with her. And that's true. They didn't fall asleep, but they manipulate it so they can say, well, you're the one that assumed that I meant sleep, snoring. And yeah, it's always your fault. Now, whether they say it or not. So there are times that they'll blame it on you, but other times we take on that fault. And we got to get to, why do we take on that fault? Master manipulators, they are. And a lot of times, Anonymous, we don't see it coming, because we're trusting. And Jim says, I have beautiful hair. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And my hair is really long if you think about it, because I'm 6'1", and I love standing next to like a 5 foot tall woman. My hair is like below her butt, but on me it's above it. But still trying to grow it. But thank you. And that's the thing, and then the worst part is you're like, you feel all this guilt. Like, should I have blown up their phone? I was only doing it to see if they're okay. I didn't know what to do. And I'm apologizing. Yeah. 6'1". John says, hi from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good to have you here. Go Steelers. Go Steelers. That was my favorite growing up. Football started, right? How's that going? I know there's like fantasy football going on. Have they actually started playing? I used to be a college cheer coach. I cheered for a couple colleges too, but it gets really cold in Michigan. So, yes, preseason. Okay, because I'm like, I haven't heard anything about the games. When does the first game start? Thank you, John. A girl who talks about football. I guess I did good. Go Lions. Yeah, 6'1". Yeah. I would love to brush your hair. I would love you to too. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Thank you, Jim. But yeah, the feelings that you get after you invest and try everything and feel the guilt and trying to make up for things, and even planning things and they don't show up, and you're like, I missed out on that opportunity. Or you try to think about teachable moments, but they don't give you those teachable moments. A lot of people, Rapunzel hair. Thank you so much. It's getting there. But feeling like, how could they just do that? And they move on so quickly, and that's kind of mind blowing. Or the, we start feeling them pulling away, and them reassuring, no, that's not what's going on. And so you stick through more abuse just to be discarded anyways. So we talk about, like, even Sam Vaknin, if you guys watch him, he's a diagnosed narcissist, and he was saying, no, like, it's part of the cycle. It's interesting too that he is married, But they're not like pretty much non-sexual. So I think she's okay with that. I think it just works for them. She might be submissive. She might like the toxicity. And Anonymous says the independence of being single is nice, yet it can be lonely at times too. I agree. I'm up at 12 o'clock, 12:10 in the morning, and I'm fine with it, but sometimes if you have like a husband, they're like, so I get a hello granny. I am a grandma, so I don't take that as offensive. Like that's a compliment. So thank you. Gotta love it. Usually when people say that, when they don't know, it's interesting, So are you afraid of getting old? Sometimes we wonder why people say what they say, but that's all right. You can call me a grandma. There's a lot of wisdom in grandmas, grandpas too. Young granny. Well, I'm 54. I'm not ashamed of it, but comparatively, I think I look all right. And if not, it is what it is. That's the self-love. And, it's something that I'm glad you're here, MK, because it might just be like, there's a reason you said that. And, are you trying to hurt me, or are you trying to feel, are you trying to get attention? Here's your attention, but there are people, we got to understand, there are some people that take things extremely hard. I'm not. But people themselves, people feel like they need plastic surgery, or it could be somebody who just got left and they're already feeling not good enough. So, sometimes simple little comments like that can destroy a person. So I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I am okay. But little jabs like that out of the blue, I'm not giving you a hard time. I haven't said anything to you, but just something to be aware of, that we don't always know what somebody's going through. And I think it's important to build up people, because, if I'm a loose cannon and you say something that hurts me, I could take it out on other people, other innocent victims. And, I was just watching before I logged in, somebody in Germany was going around killing people. And what set them off? There are psychopaths, sociopaths that will do that, but a lot of times breakups will do that, or sometimes it's just a low self-esteem, wanting to feel relevant, to make a name. So, just be careful. Like, I'm okay, but you're creating your future. So let's say I was a nurse and somebody said that to me and I got upset. I'm caught up in my mind and now I'm trying to take care of you. I might make mistakes. So just be aware, 2 little words. Hello, granny. So I'm okay, bud. You say, love your blue eyes and long blonde hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. What is it? Let me see. Peso Pluma. ATL. Atlanta. Are you from Atlanta? I was just there on my it was on my birthday last year. So 1 year ago. I don't know if I saw you. I was there a year ago. But thank you so much. And there, you can see my eyes without my glasses. I wish I didn't have to wear glasses, But as a society, we don't have to like everybody, but narcissism is on the rise because of those kind of things. And, everybody just wants to be loved, and the more that we're loved, the more love that we have to give. And so we're talking spiritually too, sometimes when we feel lonely or we feel there's nobody there, having that comfort of a God can get you through the lonely times. And so, Anonymous, thank you. I appreciate your support. And Hawk. Oh, how did you got that name, Hawk? I don't think this is Haley. Isn't that her name, Haley? Can you imagine going famous for that? My goodness. I do think she's kind of cute though, but she got famous real quick. But is it going to last? Rock solid faith. And you know, it, and I'm glad you said that. It does need to be rock solid. Because if there's that little hole in the faith, that's when things fall apart. It's going to let that anxiety creep in, or the depression, and it's going to take away from the brain rewiring. Once you get back to it an even keel, a lot of things, just like, you know, insults like that, it's like, whatever, you know, you don't take it to heart. It's like, whatever, there's something going on with them. You know, and you can have some compassion, you know, try not to take things personally, because, you know, we're all on this journey, and not everyone's going to make it. The ones that take the time to, you know, that's part of that self-love. You know, you hear, if you think about it, you hear like this huge, what do we have, 7 billion people or whatever, that so many people believe in whatever God it is. I know my dad, when I was 8 years old, he was searching for what he felt. He grew up Mormon, and he was reading the Torah and the Quran and on it. Like, he went into it. His salvation, or just living the true life, was so important to him that he didn't just analyze, like, do I believe in the Bible? He analyzed so many different religions and felt what was comfortable for him. But to love yourself that much, to think about all 7 billion people, there's probably 4 billion that are talking about religion. And you know, all these signs, like, it's worth at least thinking. And some people don't take it seriously. G cruising. And Joe is here. But Anonymous, have you been doing better, though? A little bit more peace? And can I ask you what gave you the peace? Was it just the time apart, or was it the fact that you got more into your faith? And during your time with him, did it kind of take you away from God? I don't know if you were religious before that. So Joe says, hi, I just watched you put your glasses on, and I think they're very pretty. I wear glasses too. Well, thank you, Joe. Yeah, just put those glasses on. Gotta wear them so I can read. So what color are your glasses? Joe, thank you for liking the live. If that's all I had to do, put on glasses to get a like, I love it. So tonight, like I said, I've been asking for requests. You guys can go to my Facebook, Cynthia Schiller, Schiller, or comment it here. Hi, Tim. To where you can have some topic requests. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a couple more videos before I go to bed, addressing some of these questions. But I want to thank you guys for logging in. If there's something you want to talk about, feel free to let me know. If not, I'll be live again tomorrow. Joe says, oh, I broke my Hurleys, but now I wear these Buddy Holly style glasses. They're ugly and they don't. Got more coming. Will and Joe. Anonymous says, I was raised in the church and have always had faith. I have peace now because life is short, and God does not want us to dwell on past issues. Yeah, when we get stuck in the past, we forget about the present, and it destroys the future. So we're also not supposed to know what the future holds, you know. And if we can like process that we're not supposed to know, that gets rid of the anxiety. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to know. I don't need to worry about it. You know, you can plan for things, but, you know, have some flexibility that it's whatever's meant to be will be, and just live the best life for the best outcome. And when you were with him, though, your ex, did you kind of stray away from religion? Praying girl is here. We're getting a lot of religious people tonight. There's something to it, though, and I've really put it off for a long time. But Phil is here. Phil, just as I said I was going to log off. All right, I'll stay. Phil is in the house. Heather is here. And Heather Hurt. Are you hurting, or is that your last name? and the 11. Interesting name. So lots of love to you. Hopefully everything's going good. Hello, hello. Anonymous says, no, I didn't stray, but I had to keep it to myself and walk on eggshells. Yeah, because sometimes it sets them off. Because we talk about like the demonic component to it. You know, we all have demons. However you guys look at it, I feel there's like fallen angel types and also, you know, like alcohol and things like that. Those are kind of like demons that we struggle with. But yeah, it can upset them. It can really upset them if you talk about God. It's interesting how upset people get. You know, if somebody was going to talk to me about, you know, Allah, Muhammad, whatever, or their religion, I don't get angry at them. I know who I am in my religion, but you know, if something is like demonic or the devil, it hates talking about God or Jesus. It feels threatened. And you know, that's when people or demons lash out, is during that threatened stage. And you know, if you see when a narcissist is threatened and they get in the rage state. Anonymous, have you ever seen that? The dark eyes of the narcissist during the rage? I haven't seen that. I have not. I've seen some creepy eyes in passerbys, you know, or in anger, or you know, sometimes it's the adrenaline when people are super pumped up about stuff. But those rages, those are next level scary. So demonic influence is real. I agree. Love is your religion. And, you know, this is a thing. And there's something to love, but I think it goes deeper than that. And thank you, Joe, for the follow. I think I hope you guys still love me. It's hard sometimes speaking your mind. You know, you don't want to offend people. But I was talking about, you know, a viewer of mine who's bisexual, and he was saying that love is love. I get God's word because he's religious, but he's kind of adapting it to fit his narrative, and this is where things go wrong. So you know how they're like, well, you know, people love each other. There's nothing wrong with people loving each other. And it's going against the word. And just like when I was with my person, I loved them, but I had premarital sex. And I think I missed out on blessings because of that, because love is love. But if I would have followed that, I could probably still be married to the right guy right now. But I wanted to do things my way or get caught up in the love. So love is important, but I feel it's more than just that. So Atlanta says, I love your profile picture with the tiara. Thank you. I got it right over there. You want me to wear it? I had fun with that. So thank you. And Tim is here. And Phil showing his masculinity. Anonymous says the gospel is offensive to those who are blinded. A lot of people want it to fit their narrative, and they'll pick and choose what works for them. And, you know, I was kind of like that too for a little bit. Like, I think God will understand, or, yeah. But when you do that, you know, it's at least taking away some of the blessings. We'll put it that way, or making a more difficult life. So you would like it? Okay, Atlanta, I'll put it on. Here's my little tiara. All right. So why do I have it down in my dining room? I was teaching online. There we go. There's my tiara. And I had my hair all up in a funky way. But there. I love this. Thank you. Got my little. So there you go. You like it? Beautiful princess. Thank you. I want to get a more. I don't know. I think I need a bigger one. I need a Princess Diana one. But thank you. So yeah. But you're right. People don't like hearing that they have to change a couple things. It's funny. They they don't see the blessings. There's a reason for all these rules, because you think about, we're talking about football season coming up, that there's rules to the game. Otherwise, it's a complete mess. Nobody has fun. Nobody knows what's going on, and nobody wins. And with driving, it's for our safety to have rules. And, sometimes they don't make sense. Like, why do I got to sit at this red light? Nobody's coming. Can't I just go? Sometimes we got to wait through the rule. And they're there for a reason. And when everybody follows the rules, that way, if everybody followed the rule, I could go dating and not have a fear that I'm going to be, attacked or anything. Everybody's following the rules, but when people don't follow the rules, and we're kind of encouraging that as a society, to make your own rules, and we're enabling people to change things. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little worried to date with people changing their genders and not telling people, or waiting until you fall in love and then telling you. It's a manipulation sometimes. And we're just at the beginning stages. But I think about my granddaughter. What's it going to be like when she's dating? And Steezy is here, and eventually maybe the surgeries will get better, and she might want a family. And if somebody's not honest with her, she just gave up her whole chance to have a baby. And with how many times people are lying, and so there's reasons for rules. I don't like following rules, but I think they're good. Don't have to like it, just have to do it, and it works out. I don't like going to work, but there's a lot of benefits to it. And just because I don't like something, there's like, I have a beautiful house now. I was just in the hospital. I have insurance. I could pay for taking care of myself because of something I don't like, because I can go to work. So, there's pros and cons to everything. And Mountain Man is here. Atlanta says, currently, I feel like I can only feel God through the love of a woman who had an open heart. So Atlanta, are you a male? And is it a particular woman? You can only feel God through the love of a woman who had an open heart. Okay, so you're a male, and it's a particular woman. And I can see that. Like, I don't know if you mean in the romantic sense. Be careful if that's through a romantic sense. So you have an open heart? Is that what you're saying too? Because there are times, that we feel love from somebody, who is religious, because a lot of times they will listen, they will have empathy, they will have understanding. So I don't know if you're talking about the romantic love, but yeah, because something in these toxic relationships are like little red flags, and it's kind of God talking to us, like, this is not the right thing for you. When like narcissists, you see two partiers, they can have the time of their lives. Eventually that'll crash, but they're on the same page. So if you have an open heart, that's when you need that connection. And my mommy is here. Mommy, they have me put on my crown, my little tiara. How you doing? My mom's trying to sell her house. If you're looking for a house in Michigan, check out Cynthia Schiller, Schiller. Scroll down and buy the house I used to live in with my mommy. Hello, princess. Thank you. Oh, look at all that love. Oh, thank you, mommy. Yep, they have me put my tiara on. I didn't do it myself. But yeah, and that's where you start feeling the connection. So, Mom, do you ever sleep? My mom's so wonderful. She's like, "Do you ever sleep?" So we're on the same page, aren't we, Mom? But do you see that Caitlin was in here earlier? Caitlin checked in just as your brother was sending me certain little messages and videos. But we're talking right now about oh, Atlanta. Are you in here? Did I invite you in? Are you there? How'd you do that? Oh, sorry. I must have bumped it. But you've been so sweet. I didn't realize I did that. Sorry. I would have addressed you. I must have hit something.
I was just listening because you had a lot of important stuff. I was trying to listen to.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I'll talk to you for a little bit. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I'll try to close out the others in a little bit where I can do more one-on-one with just TikTok because they can't hear you. But he was saying that I have like a lot of good content that I was talking about. But when you said that you currently feel that you can only feel God through the love of a woman who had an open heart, can you expand on that for me?
Well, it happened last night.
I
had a dream.
What was your dream about?
It was like this woman, like she embraced me.
So he said, and we'll do it this way so I don't have to log off right now. Actually, let me go ahead and log off with the others. I'll focus on you. So YouTube, TikTok, YouTube and Facebook, I'll be joining you guys tomorrow. Mommy, I love you. Thank you for joining in. And TikTok, I'll stay on with you guys. I don't want you guys getting confused in the other platforms. Thanks for joining in. I will see you guys tomorrow. Topic requests are always welcome. One-on-ones are available, and I'll see you guys soon. So to